Hello and welcome back to video 3 of our bat wing making. So we have now finished the two separate sides of our bat wings, and these are both right sides up. The right side, as you can see, has a lovely chain on the edge. It's much neater. If we look at the back, it's just not quite as neat, and it looks, you can't see the nice edging. So this is the back, this is the front. So what we're aiming to do is put the wrong sides together, so the backs are going together. So we've got our nice edging facing outside both ways. We left this attached because we're going to use this to crochet them together. If you if you cut it off, don't worry, you can soon do a slip knot and join in and join your thread and start rejoin it. But it's just easier if you leave it attached. It just saves you doing that. So this is what we're aiming for. The two fastened together, crocheted all the way around the edge, and it gives this lovely chain around the outside. Really nice and neat. If you really don't want to crochet them together, there's nothing to stop you having a really long thread with your needle and sewing them all the way around. This just gives a lovely finish. So we're going to do it this way. Now what I'm going to do to make sure I don't lose where I'm up to, I'm just going to pop that little clip on the end. You don't have to do that, but you can clip it with something or a little stitch marker, and that's just to keep them together, because sometimes you might go a bit faster on one side than the other and you'll end up getting to the end and they don't quite meet. So pop a stitch marker through them or a little clip just to keep you on track. So what we're going to do is we're going to be working with the colourful side up. So we're going to pop our hook through the next stitch. Now this isn't an exact science. What you'll find is they're not clearly defined stitches like when you're normally working and crocheting. You're just going through the gaps. Around the scallops there will be, but around the rest of it you're just going to stitch evenly all the way around. So we're going to pop our hook through like so and pull that through just to get us started. Like so, and then we're just going to double crochet all the way around. So I'm going to go for one stitch here and then the equivalent stitch on the other side. So just trying to keep them as close together as we can, and then we're just going to do a double crochet. So just keep on doing that all of the way around. So we're going in there and in the equivalent stitch on the other section. It'll be a little bit tricky because it's quite thick, the section that you're crocheting through. So we're going to do this all around the scalloped edge and all the way around right back to where we started. So just try and keep them as even as you can, working as you go. This one and then in the one opposite. So it's not exact, just keep it as close as you can. So we'll just keep working all of the way around until we get back to where we started. Now this is the easy bit because you can match the stitches up if you want to, but when we get past these scalloped edges then it'll be a little bit more awkward because you're not working in defined stitches. But don't worry, just keep on going, keeping them spaced, very similar to what you have done here. Don't pull it too tight, you might end up with it puckered. Just keep an eye on it as you're working. And you see the lovely chain effect that we're getting around the outside. Oops, it doesn't want to go in that one. Nearly dinner time, that's my stomach rumbling. I'm going to do the video before I go pop off and have a sandwich. Right, So we're still going around. And if you feel confident with this, you can just carry on doing it, or feel free to join me for the rest of it. Listen to the squeaky stitches. Right, now at the end of our scalloped section. So now, instead of working in stitches, we're just going to be working along evenly. So just pop you in for a gap, just to make it easier for getting your hook through. So in for a hook gap where possible, but there we go. So we're just going to keep going. So we're in here, I'm going to go in here because that looks like a little bit of a natural gap. And then I'm just going to here is the next one. And then we're just going to keep working around. So we missed the front there, missed the pink. Make sure you're catching both sides all the time, that's the main thing. Oops, that's it, didn't want to go through that. It's going to have a look, make sure we're not working with one side a lot faster than the other, because if you do that, say you will end up, it won't join when you get to the end. So just keep an eye on that, keep checking it. If you have gone wrong, you can soon just pull it back a little bit. It's not the end of the world. But so we're just going to keep going along. Oops. Sometimes gets a little bit stuck because you're going through quite a bit. They're going to go around. Now we're nearly at the end of the point. So we're just going to work around that point as best we can. So you can see, we'll take that clip off now, we're at the end. And you can see how far we've gone. We've worked all around scallops and down this edge. So now we're just going to work back up to where we started. So just keep going, keeping it reasonably even. Oops, got a little bit of the pink in there. It's just when this happens. Right, let's keep going. It's a little bit awkward to handle with it being thick. Because we started with the multicoloured side up, that gives the pretty edge on this side. If you wanted the nice edging on the other side, you'd start with this edge up. So whichever side you want it on, but I think it looks much more effective with it on the multicoloured side because it's giving it a nice edging and framing it. If it was on the other side, you wouldn't really notice that nice edge. I hope the squeaking isn't making you cringe. I have to turn the volume off. I'll pop some music on in the background. It's such a warm day here. I think that's what's doing it. nearly there. Look. Nearly there. We've just got that little gap left to go. And you probably won't get it exact at the end. We're just going to work as best we can. There's our gap. There it is. So we've just got a couple more to do. I'm just going to go in the middle of the gap there. Oops. A little bit of a thick part doesn't want to go through. Like so. And then we're just going to take it right up to where we did the first one, just so there isn't an obvious gap. And we're going to pull that loop up a little bit, and then we're just going to trim it. And we're going to leave a bit of a sewing thread, because we could use this to sew the bat wing on. And I'm going to pop the end through there, pull it, and there we are, all completed. So you can see the nice effect that it has around the edge. There's a tiny little bit there that got caught, so what I will probably do is just use needle and just pop that back inside so you can't see it. We'll pull it through. I'm going to use my needle, just push it inside so it's not noticeable. There we go, so we can see it now. So it's all finished, and that is our bat wing complete and crocheted together. So you'd need to make 2 of these exactly the same, all ready to be sewn on your bat. I hope the video was helpful, and I'll see you again shortly.